This is the Louis T. Network.
The Redskins Report.
Welcome, all my fellow Redskin brethren and sistren. I'm your man and resident Redskins fan, Lou. Thank you for joining me. Here on the Redskins Report. A little bit subdued today. Not as much energy as I had a week ago, and for good reason. I went out, put the war paint on, had the battle cry going. We lost. But I saw some encouraging things last week that make me feel like, hey, maybe we can still turn this thing around. It's not too late. Still got a lot of football left to be played. 11 games in front of us. The next one up on the slate, the Chicago Bears. And we're at home. This is a solid Bears team, but they're not great. They can be beaten. And I feel like there are some things that we have to do, that we must do in order to win this football game. So I'll list those things, talk about the importance of us doing these things, look at some of the keys to the games, and then I'll get out of here. I don't want to keep you here too long. I'm really exhausted with all of the, Redskin talk and, the name change and all of the things that have been this Redskins team this season. I just want to see us produce on the field at this point. Robert steps to the podium and says some dumb things, and I'm just fed up with all of that stuff right now. I just want to see production on the field. I want to see my guys go out and perform at a high enough level to call themselves the victor at the end of the game. Come 4:25 on Sunday afternoon, I want to be excited, not down because the Redskins just dropped their 5th game of the season. So I'm going to be a little bit relaxed today. I'm going to sit back in my chair and explain to you how the Redskins can get it done, what they need to do, how they need to do it, and the sense of urgency that they need to play with. So here we go. Redskins must control this football game with points. Can't state that enough. Over the last couple of games, we have not found the end zone enough. Even when we beat the Raiders, we played solid. We scored some touchdowns, but it wasn't impressive. Okay, we won that game because the Raiders were bad because Matt Flynn was the quarterback. If Terrell Pryor plays in that game, we probably don't beat the Oakland Raiders. Okay, but I'm not here to talk about the Oakland Raiders or 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. What we did in Dallas last week, offensively, we put up yards. We went 20-20. We bogged down in the red zone. We didn't score points. We have to score touchdowns. That's the name of the game. You want to kick field goals? Then you want to lose. It's really simple. Field goals don't win games. Touchdowns do. You score touchdowns, you increase your chances of winning in the National Football League. You want to kick field goals? Then you're asking for trouble. And I don't know about you. I don't like LFT. I don't go LFT. LFT, looking for trouble. I don't go looking for trouble. So how about we score touchdowns, avoid the field goals, kick them when necessary, make them when we kick them, talking to you, Kai, but we got to put up points. Give yourself a chance to win and control the clock and the tempo of the game by scoring points early and often. Everybody wants to talk about Alfred Morris needing more carries, and I agree. I'd love to see Alfred tote the rock 22 times for $127 in a touchdown or two. I'd love to see Roy Halou get in on the action and get 7 to 10 carries for 57 yards and a touchdown. I'd love to see him catch the football another 2 or 3 times out of the backfield. I'd love for this offense to be more balanced, more proficient in what they're doing. But in order for us to remain balanced, to hand the football off, we need to sustain drives, convert on third downs, and we did that against the Cowboys. 50% clip, 8 for 16 on third downs. That wasn't the issue last game. The issue was scoring points. And you can't run the ball and remain balanced and do all of the things you want to do if you're not scoring touchdowns. Because if the other team is scoring touchdowns, if the other team is scoring points and you're not, then you have to take to the air and abandon the running game, which is our strength. We're not built to drop back and throw the football 45 times. That's not our MO. That's not our strength. That's not what won us 10 games last season. What won us football games last season was the ability to score points, control the tempo, control the pace, and run our offense the way we wanted to run it. And the only way we can do that is by scoring points and controlling the tempo of the football game. That will allow us to remain balanced. We also need to force more turnovers. We're not creating enough turnovers. One turnover a game isn't good enough. We're a team that isn't that great on defense. We played really well last week, but again, I posed the question to you all out there. Was that just a product of us knowing the Cowboys and being familiar with what they want to do and knowing how to attack them and going out and executing? Or was that our defense just simply getting better? We'll see. I mean, it's not hard to see that whole thing unfolding and playing itself out. We'll find out how good this offense or defense, is against the Bears. We'll find out because the Bears have targets. They have Martellus Bennett. They have Brandon Marshall. They have Alshon Jeffrey. They have guys to throw the football to. They can throw it to Matt Forte out of the backfield. They've got credible weapons. And they've got a quarterback with an extremely strong arm that, if given time, can pick you apart in Jay Cutler. So we'll find out how good this defense is. But we need to force turnovers. Jay Cutler will throw you the football. If you force the issue, if you make him make tough decisions, he will give you opportunities to make plays on the football. We need to make them. If we can get to the quarterback, that'd be nice. Hey, Brian Arapaho, talking to you. It'd be nice if you could actually get to the quarterback. This isn't Oakland. This isn't the Raiders. You don't get to go out to the Bay and get 3 sacks. Now it's someone else. And it seems like against every other team in the league, not named the Oakland Raiders or the St. Louis Rams, you struggle. Time for you to step up. You want a contract? Time for you to start earning your keep. Because right now, as far as I'm concerned, I'd love to see some more Rob Jackson in the game, because at least I know I'm getting something from Rob out there. With you now, I'm not getting anything, and I'm starting to become perturbed a little bit. So, Rack, if you want to earn your keep, time for you to step up and start doing something other than screaming and making a whole bunch of noise about being held on every single play. Okay? Everyone gets held. Make something happen. Don't allow them to hold you. Do something about it. So, we'll see what the defense can do, but we need to generate more turnovers. Speaking of turnovers, we can't turn the football over. And we seem to have turnovers every game. Even if it's one, that's one too many. Last year, we were a mistake-free football team from the standpoint of turnovers. We didn't turn the football over that often. And if we did turn it over, guess what? We had 3 turnovers for that 1 turnover that we just gave up. So we were getting the ball more than we were giving it away. So I need to see us get back to that. Forcing turnovers and being stingy with the football. Special teams, gotta be better. I can't state that enough. I won't go into the whole spiel about what the defense needs to do and what the special teams needs to do. You know what you have to do, special teams. You got to be better. And what we did last week, monstrosity. Just absolutely despicable. We can't perform as a special teams unit like that. But I'll tell you one thing. If we're going to lose this football game, it won't be because of the special teams. It will be because we didn't score enough points. We didn't do enough defensively. And we went out and scored 17 points in this game. I don't think special teams is going to do that again, at least not this soon. We may have another special teams breakdown, but it won't be in week number 7 versus the Chicago Bears, because so much emphasis has been put on special teams in the past week of practice. There's no way that the special teams can be that inept to come out and give it up again in this football game. So I'm not really even worried about special teams in this game as much as I am the defense coming out and exerting its will against this Chicago Bears offense. Matt Forte, Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey, Martellus Bennett, this offensive line that has been revamped and blocking well for Jay Cutler. That's what I'm more worried about. This offense of the Bears versus our defense. That's where this game will be won. Because offensively, I feel like we're starting to gain traction. We need to score points. If we're not scoring points, then we're going to lose this game. So yeah, our offense does matter. But to me, if we can hold the Bears down and give ourselves a chance, we'll win this football game. And I think the Bears are a team that if you let them get going offensively, they can put up 31 points. If you give this team opportunities defensively to force turnovers, they will. I mean, they've got the most dynamic and prolific turnover forcer in Charles Tillman. I've never seen anyone like Charles Peanut Tillman in the league in my life before in terms of being able to punch the football out. Maybe Charles Woodson. He's a guy that's always looking to punch the football out as well. But Peanut Tillman has the uncanny ability to force turnovers, whether he's picking a pass off or he's coming up and just punching the football out. The Redskins need to be aware of where this guy is at all times because he is so dangerous when he's around the football. He's a lethal weapon for the Chicago Bears. Part of the reason they've got so many returns for touchdowns in the last couple of years because this guy is so dynamic when it comes to forcing turnovers on the defensive side of the football. So from an offensive standpoint, we got to be sharp. We got to run the football. We got to pick up third downs. We got to score points. From a defensive standpoint, we got to hold this Bears team down. We have to get off the field on third downs. We must stop the run. We must make the Bears one